incompetent companies can be cut off any time. I was furious, even for someone like me, when Chloe, an employee from our client company, said that. Great suggestion. Let's terminate the contract. What? Perhaps she thought I would cry and plead. Unfortunately, I'm not that kind, nor patient. My friend Lisa, trying to suppress her laughter next to me, apparently couldn't hold it back. But this made me feel relieved. Now I can focus on my original work. Whatever happens next is none of our concern. The one who looked down on me will be contacting me, but that's a story for a little later. My name is Margaret. I am a 37-year-old single woman. It's not that I don't want to get married, but living with someone is stressful for me, so it seems difficult. Lisa has been supporting me since birth, always by my side. Knowing I struggle with social interactions, she would speak up for me when I seemed too hesitant. Of course, I'm not always dependent. I do express my opinions, but it takes time to put them into words. That's why Lisa's presence has been a help. I do have a talent, though. It's drawing. After graduating from university and briefly working, I found corporate life stressful and became a self-employed illustrator. But being bad at communication, all I could do was wait for work until Lisa, seeing my struggle, said, "Let's start an illustration company. I'll handle the sales." So at 27, we founded our company together. Margaret started it, they said, making me the president. But Lisa handled all the actual management. Things were uncertain at the start, but now we have steady work, and Lisa, who married in her mid-20s, is balancing work and parenting, enjoying life with her family. I was thinking of reducing our workload to focus on quality and time per project when we received a request from Metropolitan Builders Company for a contract renewal. They wanted new illustrations for their website revamp. After consulting with Lisa, we decided to accept the offer, but were informed that our previous contact was handing over to a new person. "Looking forward to working with you." At the meeting and greeting with Metropolitan Builders Company, the new contact, a rather flashy and lighthearted woman greeted us. She was a new employee, and it was unusual for a newcomer to take on such a responsibility so soon. Chloe Wilson, who had just joined this year, she handed us her business card. With her big earnings and flashy nails, not typical of an office worker. Surprised by her flamboyance, Lisa and I were approached by a middle-aged man, wiping sweat, offering his card. "Ah, I'm Ricky Brown, the secondary contact. Chloe is a promising newcomer, a graduate of a prestigious university, and selected to handle your company. Please guide her where she falls short." He was polite, but seemed insecure. Not bad, but lacking confidence. I'm not one to talk, but at his age, a bit more confidence would be fitting. "Nicholas was a childhood friend of you two, right? We'll do our best to match up," Ricky said with a forced smile. Indeed, Nicholas, our previous contact, had been our friend since elementary school. Despite being a guy, he always got along well with us, hanging out through middle and high school. When we started the company, he immediately offered to help. He has now moved on to a better opportunity, handing us over to these two. Lisa frowned at Ricky, but I couldn't react the same way. Rushing to hand out my business card, Chloe suddenly laughed. "Too slow. You should have your business card ready." I felt my face suddenly heat up. "Sorry about that. Our president is a bit laid back," Lisa quickly covered for me. She patted my back lightly, urging me to hand out my business cards, but my hands were shaking so badly that I couldn't manage it. What's the matter? You're not ready yet? We don't have all day, you know." Chloe tapped the desk impatiently, intimidating us, which made my heart beat faster. Hey, Chloe, they're our clients. You can't talk to them like that." Ricky, sitting next to her, tried to scold her, but Chloe's unpleasant smirk remained. "But they're our clients, right? We're giving them work, so why should we be the ones to care?" "Excuse me? What kind of attitude is that?" Lisa stood up, angered, as Chloe looked at her with a cold gaze. Come on, it's true. You've been talking the whole time, but what about the president? Why isn't she speaking? Can't she talk or something?" She seemed to enjoy belittling others. I was rendered speechless. I could do nothing but freeze. In the end, the meeting ended with just a brief goodbye due to the tense atmosphere. Lisa was angry until the end, but I was overwhelmed with anxiety about what lay ahead. As expected, the request we received from Chloe was full of unreasonable demands. First, the deadline was ridiculously short. I was to create preliminary sketches for 200 illustrations in just 10 days, based on 10 different texts with 20 different patterns for each. Up until now, such a thing had never happened. Sorry, but could you please give us more instructions? I sent an email swallowing my pride and got a response within minutes. The vision is entirely up to you. The answer meant that they were dumping everything on us. Our previous contact, Nicholas, used to give us a general idea so we could deliver without much revision. Other companies did the same. Even a simple vision helped us create based on their texts. But with Chloe, it was a total handoff. Reluctantly, I shifted other deadlines and somehow created proposal patterns, sending them to Metropolitan Builders Company, but Chloe rejected all of them. They weren't completely off, but they weren't what she had envisioned. If only she had shared her vision from the start, but I couldn't voice that thought or send it in an email. I asked again what kind of vision she had. If I say it's wrong, it's wrong. I'll give you one more chance. Redo it. Only to be told. So I cut down on sleep again and somehow managed to draw up new patterns by the reset deadline, but they were rejected once more. The reason was the same, not matching Chloe's vision. This is unbelievable. If Margaret can't say it, I'll go and complain myself. Wait. Isn't it too much to confront a client like that? What else should we do then? You haven't slept properly for days. How can you work properly like that? Lisa's face was flushed with concern for me. I couldn't respond and she stormed out of the office. I hurried after her and sure enough, Lisa was heading to Metropolitan Builders Company, ignoring anything I said. It was true, I hadn't slept, and I decided to go with her to make sure she didn't go too far. Whether I could really act as a stopper for Lisa was uncertain, but I couldn't let her go alone. We arrived at Metropolitan Builders Company's reception and asked to see Chloe. After waiting for several minutes in the lounge, Chloe and Ricky appeared together. What are you doing here? If you have time for this, why don't you go back to your drawing board? Her words and gaze were as condescending as ever. I was irked by her belittling reference to our work as just drawing. How can you expect us to work properly with such vague instructions? Can't you even put your own vision into words? Did you really graduate from a prestigious university? Lisa retorted fiercely, which seemed to trigger Chloe. Really? But I'm obviously more competent than you guys. Isn't just meeting deadlines and understanding the client's needs just basic for a supplier? Please don't blame others for your own incompetence. Lisa clenched her fists tightly. Both Lisa and Chloe were heating up, and Ricky and I could only watch in confusion. Are you saying you can't do the job anymore by coming here like this? It's not that, just that we need more specific directions. Lisa hesitated for a moment, worried about the work. Chloe saw through this and snapped. Incompetent companies can be cut off any time, you know. Lisa gasped at Chloe's words. She was angry for me, but we didn't want to lose the job. I'm the president and Lisa has been supporting me, someone so pitiful. She was panicking at the thought of losing the company's work. I couldn't rely on Lisa any more than I already had. I am the president. It's my role to protect my employees. Great suggestion! Let's terminate the contract. When I finally spoke up, everyone turned to look at me. I realized what I had said, but couldn't take it back. What? Chloe still looked down on me, but I couldn't afford to be intimidated any longer. It was my turn to protect Lisa, who had always protected me. Didn't hear me? The contract is over. We'll return the deposit, so please discard all proposed patterns. If you use any without permission, we'll sue. I tried to mimic Lisa, hiding my emotions as best I could. Chloe, not expecting such a response from me, was visibly shocked and couldn't retort. Are we done here? I have nothing more to say, so we'll take our leave now. Thank you for your business up until now. With those words, I grabbed Lisa, who was about to burst into laughter, and left the lounge. As we closed the door, we could hear Ricky and Chloe arguing. What do we do now? And are you saying it's my fault? You've really started speaking up. Not really. My heart was about to leap out. Lisa, you're amazing, always protecting me in the company. It's not a big deal. Come on, let's get back to work. With my heart still pounding, we returned to the office and resumed our work. having postponed other deadlines. The next day, when I thought I could finally take a breather after clearing up accumulated work, an unbelievable number of calls started coming in at the office phone. All the calls were from Chloe at Metropolitan Builders Company. Not just that, my work mobile phone had several missed calls too. Since we had nearly finished with other clients, Chloe was the only one calling. My email was flooded with messages from her, mostly saying, "Please contact me." What could she possibly want to talk about now? After consulting with Lisa, we decided not to respond to Chloe's messages or calls, but the calls kept coming, bearing important messages. Thinking it might hinder our regular work, I decided to answer Chloe's next call. "Hello! Oh good, you finally answered. Nothing happened, right? Why didn't you respond?" Chloe's frantic words gave me a sense of unease. "Why would I? We properly terminated the contract, didn't we? I told you verbally and sent the paperwork. There's no penalty since we were paid per contract." "Why are you being so cold? Does Margaret have no heart?" Her tone shifted from panic to angrily accusing, and I instinctively ended the call. Lisa looked at me anxiously, but I was just as confused. While we were still trying to figure it out, Chloe called several more times, so Lisa answered on speaker mode this time. "Why did you hang up? I wasn't done talking yet." "But there's nothing left to talk about, right? After all, you were the one who said we could end the contract. We just took you up on that offer. There's no problem, is there? How long are you going to dwell on the past? Are you getting enough calcium? Do you even understand what I'm saying?" Chloe's baseless accusations caused Lisa's brows to furrow, a sign of her worsening mood. "Since you're not making any sense, can we talk to the president instead? Or can't you do that? If not, you're even less capable than a recent graduate." Even in her panic, Chloe managed a laugh. Lisa's expression was turning furious. "Yes?" So I replied. Chloe's tone became more ingratiating as she spoke to me. "Margaret, I'm sorry about earlier. I was flustered and said things I shouldn't have. I still have a lot to learn." "That's fine. I'm sorry for hanging up suddenly. So why have you been contacting us so much? What do you want?" As Lisa silently left the room, I continued the conversation with Chloe alone. "Well, our president really wants your illustrations. I suggested other companies, but none of them were satisfactory." "But our contract with you has already ended, right?" "Yes. So I was thinking of negotiating a new contract. We can offer more than before, and I can persuade my boss. It's a good deal, isn't it?" Though I'm not Lisa, I couldn't help but frown at this. Had she forgotten how she had driven us away after saying all those things? I tried to keep my emotions in check as I responded. "Sorry, but we're too busy with other work to take on a new contract. Please look elsewhere." Chloe didn't like my mechanical response and quickly got angry. "What? What do you mean? A big company like ours is asking for your services repeatedly, and you say no? For a small company like yours, this should be an opportunity of a lifetime." Her frustration at not getting her way was evident from the sound of her banging the desk. I was at a loss for words with such a flustered person when Lisa suddenly returned and snatched the phone. "Sorry, but the companies we're currently working with are much bigger than Metropolitan Builders Company. Honestly, we don't have the time to take on your projects. We're getting paid more than double your rate, you know. We were only dealing with you because Nicholas, our childhood friend, was there. We don't have time for someone who only thinks about their own convenience." "What? Don't get cocky, Margaret. Never heard of her." "Oh, really? That's just because your world is too small. Look it up and you'll see." I could hear keyboard typing from the other end. Chloe was apparently searching as Lisa suggested. "What? Is this character drawn by you? And this one too?" Chloe seemed to be surprised as she discovered several designs she liked. Apparently, she found some of her favorite characters among them. "Got it now? Margaret's specialty is character design. The work we did for your company was actually outside her comfort zone. It went well because Nicholas accurately conveyed the image. What Lisa said was true. Not just in writing, but Nicholas also explained things verbally, which allowed us to work comfortably together." "So what? Are you saying it's my fault? What is this? Everyone's making me out to be the villain." Chloe's voice sounded petulant. I had always wondered why Chloe looked down on others so much. As I listened to her, the answer to why she acted superior became clear. "Fine, keep looking down on me if you like, My dad is the president of Wilson Printing Company. A small company like yours, I could crush it in no time. Hearing this, both Lisa and I understood. We were familiar with Wilson Printing Company. Ah, I see. Your family owns a business. That's why you've been so condescending. Wilson Printing Company, huh? We've worked with them for a long time, but there are plenty of other printing companies. I'll be sure to inform Wilson Printing Company that we're ending our contract. Chloe seemed to be greatly disturbed by my words, a stark contrast to her earlier attitude. Wait, how do you know my dad's company? What do you mean you've been working with them? It's exactly as it sounds. I designed their image characters. You said you'd crush our company, right? We'd rather leave first than be crushed. What? You designed our characters too? But the style is so different. She was familiar with the characters her father's company used. Comparing them to my other illustrations, she started questioning the difference in styles. Well, yeah. Did you think an illustrator can only draw in one style? Lisa asked, provoking her, and Chloe seemed too flustered to respond. Are we done here? There's nothing more to say. We're cutting ties with both Metropolitan Builders Company and Wilson Printing Company. Thanks for everything. Wait, please, I'm sorry. Forgive me. This isn't a childish fight where sorry and okay will do. Goodbye. I ended the call with Chloe and then called both Metropolitan Builders Company and Wilson Printing Company. I informed Metropolitan Builders Company to cease all contact with our company and explain the situation to Wilson Printing Company, ending the contract amicably. The president of Wilson Printing Company, upon learning his daughter was the cause, changed his tone and has expressed a desire to apologize later. Though I preferred a quiet resolution, big companies seem to have their own ways. Eventually, the president of Wilson Printing Company, Chloe's father, and Ricky from Metropolitan Builders Company came to apologize. I felt sympathy for the president and Ricky, who were just caught in Chloe's rampage, but I couldn't forgive Chloe herself. She had underestimated the work of an illustrator and looked down on us as an inferior. Both parties promised to take strict actions against Chloe. 2 months later, Metropolitan Builders Company processed Chloe's departure as a resignation, and Wilson Printing Company confirmed they would not be taking her back. Originally, Chloe intended to take over Wilson Printing Company and was at Metropolitan Builders Company for experience, but that plan fell through. Since then, Chloe has been working in a factory introduced by her father, not as an office worker or in sales, but as a manual laborer. She goes to her tough, hot job every day, tears and all, without taking a break. Hopefully this experience will humble her prideful nature. Whatever changes she undergoes in the future, it's no longer my concern. Our company, meanwhile, has been collaborating with our clients to improve the quality of our work. As a result, we've improved our offerings and now employ a few staff members to handle the workload. In the midst of all this, Lisa surprisingly became pregnant with her third child, much younger than the others. She's been concerned about my health while reducing her workload. And now I have another person supporting me. My partner, Nicholas. Nicholas and I grew close right after the issues with Metropolitan Builders Company and Wilson Printing Company. He was worried since all the work he had been responsible for was gone and reached out. Initially, we went out for drinks with Lisa, but eventually it was just the two of us, and I began to see him in a different light. I never imagined someone like me choosing to be with someone, but in the end, it's been a happy choice. Moving forward, I plan to balance work and family life without overdoing it.